Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I feel much honored to have Mr. Andre Delia join me. And Andre is a leader in made-to-measure business, and I always call him as my industry professor because I learned tons of knowledge from him, which will not be possible to be acquired from school. Yes, today I have Andre here. Hello, Andre. Thank you for being with me.
Hi, Fang. It's good to be back. Thank you very much for inviting me again. The kind words. Thank you.
Sure, you are my very good teacher. So yes, of course. I know you were very busy in spring 2022 to interview people and try to hire people, bring some new faces to your team. Personally, I'm very curious because lots of my friends, they go to interviews and try to find new jobs out there. And maybe some of my audience also try to find a new job out there. The job market is very hard today. What's the major questions that you normally ask your candidates?
It's a good question. A lot of candidates come in or they in advance send you their resume, their achievements, their internships, their careers, that they're depending on what you're hiring somebody that has experience or not. So they all send you what their qualifications are. It's a good initial read. For me, I'm curious about what they have done. I don't put a lot of weight on it, what it says. I like to meet people in person. I like to see how they walk, how they sit, how they stand. I like to evaluate their character and how they interact on a one-to-one. I'm a firm believer that you can teach and train people if they want to learn. And if they have that good character and they have that desire and passion, it will work. The character, though, is fundamental for me because you have to get people to work together. So finding people that can have the same type of desire and passion and have a similar character is very important, more so than qualifications. So that's how I go about it. Some of the questions I always ask them is, where would they want to be in 5 to 10 years? Is this the job of their life? What else would they love to do if they didn't do this? And you get some interesting answers to that. I particularly like people that have different passions. I like to cook. I like, of course, apparel. I like soccer. I like Formula One cars. A lot of different interests, which keeps your mind very open to different things. It's not any specific, and then reacting to who you're talking to. Who's your audience? What are they saying? What do you want them to hear from you? And explaining what the jobs are about and see if they react to it. It's interesting. And every now and then, you throw a little trick question in there to see how quick thinkers they are.
So what kind of trick question you normally throw out there?
Yeah, usually I ask my son for advice on these. So he gave me one last time. He says, how many holes are in a straw?
How many holes in the straw?
Well, I don't know. One, it goes all the way through, right? But you start, well, let me think about this. So it's one of those trick questions that you ask people and then see how they react. And there's probably no wrong answer, but it's how quickly do they give you an answer. So there are simple things like that. And you want to have quick thinkers. You want to have people that are, I don't like the word smart. I don't like that because I think everybody is smart. Just how do they react to situations? That's my technique.
Your technique. So I'm gonna ask you a very technical question. What gonna drive you or have you to say, oh, this is the right person? I know you gonna say it's the personality, the character itself, the passion. They are ready to learn, to be trained. How can you tell? Can you describe it?
It's what I call the feeling you have in your stomach. How do you feel about an individual? It's very subjective. And I think some of the best hires I've hired over the years either still work with me or work in companies where I help them get another job or because I believe in them all the way. And it proves that they're really good workers. So character for me is really important. I will sometimes take their resume and just throw it away. So I don't care what it says on there. Tell me about yourself. What do you like to do? What do you feel? What's your passion in life? That's what I go with.
Personally, I'm very interested. When you say about a character, do you mean introvert, outrovert? I see two personalities on your team, actually. So...
Yeah. Good examples, very different personalities, very different characters. How do you make the selection? It's not one way. You have to be able to accept all kinds, and they have to work well together. Not everybody can be a leader. They're going to be leaders, they're going to be followers, and they're going to be people that have to get out of the way. That's the way I see it. But more importantly, they have to just be able to coexist into the team environment that you're trying to build. And not everybody can do everything. So you need people that can do from A to B, and then you have people that do the A to Z. So it just depends on how you evaluate them. There's no real secret formula to it, other than, do they have passion? Do they have empathy? Can they relate to other people's issues?
Yeah.
Can they make fun of themselves? That's important to me. Can they make it fun for themselves, for others, and not take themselves too seriously? Because once they start taking themselves too seriously, and then they get too serious about it, life is short, and you have to enjoy it. That's the same thing for work. So I look for people that have a good sense of humor, can have fun with the joke, can make fun of when a mistake is made, not take it too much and make it pressure on themselves, and just want to do things, do more and do different, be innovative, be passionate. So it's character. That's for me is the character of an individual.
I see.
Many different things.
I see. I had another question, said what kind of thing would have you say this person doesn't fit? I guess it's just the opposite way. Like take himself or herself too serious.
Yeah.
Lose humor sense.
Nobody knows everything. There's room for everybody in every place, in every business, in the world. And nobody knows it all. So you have to accept the fact that every day we're going to learn something. You have to be able to say, okay, you know what? We did that yesterday, but it probably wasn't right. Tomorrow we're going to do it differently. And you have to keep expecting that you're going to be challenged. You're going to get offended. You're going to get hurt. You're going to be happy. You're going to be sad. It's just all these emotions that are human nature. You have to have that in work and life. So I think people that work with me experience all of that. They get upset at me. They're happy with me. It's tough. It's fun. It's challenging. It's frustrating. And you have all of that. And you're able to then balance things out and know exactly how you want to move. So,
yeah. Even I'm with my husband, and we all experience these, not alone co-workers, right?
Yeah, it's called a little bit of compromise, right? You have to compromise here and there. Yeah, that's life.
Exactly. To make it work, to work it out. Yes.
Absolutely.
Today's job market is very hot, as you know of. Not everybody, I mean, lots of people try to jumping around and to move to another new job, maybe because the pay is better. Maybe they just want to have something new, take a new challenge, or maybe want to move to a new place to experience a new life. All kind of different reasons. But when I look at you have been in your career for so many years, but you didn't move a lot. How many years had you been in your last position?
15 years.
Like 50 years, right? So what's your perspective in terms of changing the jobs, in terms of the length you stay in one company versus, go to many companies to experience?
Yeah, well, every morning you go to work, you have this feeling that you can contribute to the success of the company. There's something new for you to do, and you can influence other people and you can inspire and things like that. The moment you lose that, then it's time to move on because there's no more interest in it. My previous job, 15 years, every day was super exciting. It was like something new, something we're going to do this, we're going to do that. So really, really interesting in that regard. Before that, I was in another company that I got to travel pretty much the world, everywhere that there was a factory to make tailored clothing. I got to visit, loved it. But it got to a point where I pretty much visited all of them. And then you get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm really, really tired traveling because I was traveling every week. So is there something new and challenging to do now? And yeah, that was a decision that I made. Okay, I wanted to do something different. But you have to be loyal to who you work for. I believe in that. Company gives you an opportunity, gives you the opportunity to grow with the company, to manage people, to manage businesses. I feel that I owe the company some kind of loyalty, which today doesn't exist anymore. You're right. You hire people out of college, they work for 8 months, and then somebody offers them more money, they're gone. Yeah. So the loyalty is no longer there. I don't know if that works. Companies are not able to create a company culture when you keep on changing people. There's something to be said about having senior people in companies that can build the DNA of a company or maintain it, and then train people to understand what the company's about. But these tech companies, they go from Facebook, they go to Google, they go to Amazon, they go to this. Who do they work for? I don't think they know who they work for anymore. Plus, with everything being remote, it's like it's everything is on a computer. There's no office bonding. So it's very different today. I understand it.
You're talking about working from home. Do you think this hybrid working mode gonna stay?
When I interview people, they ask me, "Do you offer a hybrid model?" And I tell them, "Yeah, go to the Toyota dealership and buy yourself a Prius." So, no, I don't believe in the hybrid model. I believe in people. My team, they will come to me and they say, "Hey, Andre, I really have to focus on getting something done. Do you mind if the next 2 days I work from home?" Absolutely. I'm really cool with that. So people should be able to manage their time and manage their mental focus on how they want to get things done without having to have it one way or another. But I believe that being in presence, in person, together is necessary.
Yeah, I agree with you. Working from home all the time, not working for everyone. For somebody who is very self-disciplined, is that the right word?
That is the right word. Okay. Self-disciplined, yeah.
Yeah, self-disciplined person, it works because they know this is their responsibility. They can sit in front of the computer all day long, get things done to make things move forward. But for some people, lack of a self-discipline, it's not working all the time, maybe.
Yeah, that part doesn't worry me too much. The self-discipline part, you do need to be self-disciplined to some degree. And people that get up in the morning and take a shower, they get dressed, and they go to work, have a self-discipline. So I'm not too concerned with that. To me, it's when people start working remotely and the only interaction they have is like what we're doing right now on a video, you lose that bonding, you lose the gossiping in the office, which is important to know how things work. You lose the creativity, the challenging, the hard times. It's all necessary to make things, I think, in a company work much, much better. I don't believe in home working as a 100%. Oh yeah, everybody works from home. I think COVID's been a disaster for company cultures.
Yeah. Do you think it is possible because lots of people working from home these days and the hybrid model have people think twice and want to change their job? That's why the market is very crazy. Everybody is jumping around.
My answer to that is I've been interviewing people for marketing positions, and I would interview people that have been out of college now for maybe 4 years. They all wanted to work from home or a hybrid model. Instead, students that were about to graduate or had graduated a year ago wanted an office job in office. So it was a big contrast, and they're only like 3 or 4 years apart. And when I asked the younger guys that were like, "You're just graduating or you're just graduating," I said, "Why do you want to be in office?" They said, "Well, we went through college online. It was the worst experience ever. We missed out on the opportunity of our life to go through college. We do not want to be working from home." And it was pretty balanced. And the younger graduates wanted to work in office. And then the ones that were off, already were 4 or 5 years wanted to be remote. So I don't know where it's going to go, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I know we are still working from home. Our company still, especially me, I have to.
Yeah, a lot of people are, and you can get things done. You know, you and I went through the whole experience of rebuilding the factory in Thailand remotely. But on the other side, we had people that personally I've known for 20 years. And you have this sense of, okay, I know you, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're coming up with. And so we got amazing progress done by doing that. But if it would have been people that we had no idea who they were, we would have not been able to do that. So it's that human connection that, although we were remote, because of the relationship and just the knowledge we had of each other, we were able to do amazing things. We are humans. We have to connect somehow. That's important.
Yeah, I built the relationship with you before the COVID. So
Yes.
otherwise, I'm not able to. I even want to invite you because I'm too shy to ask this big favor. This is important. The pre-COVID relationship.
Yeah, for many things, it was important. Yeah. Completely different if you had to do it without. Yeah.